by watching these performances. Allow me to have the privilege and pleasure to welcome our very special chief guest for today's glorious occasion, Wing Commander Avinash Oka, who has obliged us with his presence.
Now I request Wing Commander Avinash Oka to please come on stage and enlighten us with a few words.
Good morning, everybody. May I start with all the compliments to the amazing performance that you all have witnessed just a few minutes back from all the children. And I must tell you that I had prepared a speech for telling all the parents and all the students, but now I'm changing the track because you know everything. You know yoga, you know meditation, and I was going to tell you about that. But anyway, I will start by saying that please join me in one of this yoga mantra, Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Please say that, follow it. Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrutyor Ma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It means take me to the path from the whatever is not true. Take me to truth. Take me from darkness to light. And take me from death to moksha, immortality. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So having said this school that the children are studying from the lower KG to 12th standard, it is being followed by Swami Vivekananda. Education is the manifestation of perfection that is present in every child. So the child is already created as a perfect entity. What this education is doing is making it perfect, manifesting it to perfection. Everyone has got some qualities inborn in them, and the education, this school is going to manifest itself to perfection. I'm also told that this school is following the latest educational techniques from the modern systems, and it is being coupled with Vedic literature. So it's a combination of both the systems, and it is yielding fantastic results, as has been told to me in your past examinations. You have been ranked as the top school in Asia Pacific region from the international board. I will not say much about this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We all know about it. The children have already told us how important this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is. But I'll tell you something about the destiny. Now, what is destiny? Destiny is a situation that comes to you. Like, for example, all the children who have been born in this country, the Bharat, that is India, you were destined to be born here. Now that you are destined to be born here, it is your destiny which has got you into this premier school in Pune. Hereafter, whatever you do, this is the situation, the present situation. But hereafter, you are going to apply yourself and you are going to write your own destiny by your hands. You are going to, for that matter, you will have to work very hard. You will have to dream. You will have to dream about the future, the opportunities that are existing today, plenty of opportunities as compared to what we had during our times. You can dream of anything. You can dream of being a Sachin Tendulkar. You can dream of being a Veer Chakra awardee in armed forces. It is your imagination. But once you apply your mind and you decide, what you have to do is focus. Focus on the aim that you have selected in your life. And I'm sure you will succeed. Having seen your performance here, I know that India has got a very, very bright future. So, my association with your director, your president, Dr. Ghosh, has been since Air Force days. And I must share with you my personal experiences as I got into this position where I am today. As a child, I always dreamt that I want to be a pilot. My father somehow was not very keen to get me into this flying activity, into this aviation field. But somehow it so happened that I found my path into National Defense Academy, and thereafter it has been towards my achieving my aim in life, that is the aviation, to be a pilot. I have had to go through a lot of setbacks in my life. That is life. Every time there will be a setback, but you have to get over it. You have to get up. If you fall down, you get up, brush your hands, and start moving forward. And that is the way you are going to succeed in life. Never mind of setbacks, just be persistent and carry on with whatever dreams that you have set for yourself. I am very sure that India has a bright future, and this school in particular will make sure that you achieve what you are aiming for in your life. Having said that, I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity to speak to you, speak my heart out, and please join me in saying loudly, Jai Hind, Hind, Jai Hind, Jai Hind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Your words have definitely enlightened us today. Now I request our second guest of honor, Wing Commander R. Pathwardhan, to come and share a few words of wisdom.
Namaskar, Vanakkam, Salam Alaikum, and good morning. Bonjour, Merhaba for all the people who have not from India but from outside India. To begin with, founder of Victoria Kids Learning Center, an eminent educationist, an accomplished Air Force fighter pilot, a qualified flying instructor who has achieved the highest rating of instructor of category 1, entrepreneur, and for whom learning is the ultimate aim in life, Dr. Robin Ghosh, sir. Along with him, radiant, energetic school principal, school administrator, Sharda Madam, who is also beacon for the institution, for the students, and for all the staff. All the educators of the school who are devoting their time to craft and mold the future generations of India. All the supporting staff who are working behind the scene and below the deck to make sure that the journey of this ship known as Victoria's Kid Education Center sails smoothly to its destination, ultimate aim of achieving all-round education. I also would like to address Chief Guest, Wing Commander Avinash Oak, Guest of Honor, Wing Commander Nandi, and Mrs. Nandi, and welcome them for this occasion. It gives all of us a great pleasure, and it is indeed an honor for us to be on this dais in front of the young, bubbling, energetic students who have putting up such a beautiful performance to mark the occasion of a very important occasion in the life of a nation, 75th Independence Day. Once again, this is an occasion to enjoy. This is an occasion to celebrate. At the same time, this is an occasion to remember and acknowledge and bring it on record the sacrifices that are made by thousands of freedom fighters, thousands of soldiers, men in uniform, and civilians and their families. I salute on your behalf to all of them for their supreme sacrifices. Learning is a continuous process, and that is the game, that is the aim of this institution also. This institution, as I can see from the performances, is developing capabilities, developing mind. And I'm sure all of you have heard of Hubble telescope. All of you have heard of James Webb telescope. Astronomer Hubble found out that the space between the galaxies is expanding at phenomenal rate, at a rate faster than the speed of light. So our young scientists of the world have discovered and invented James Webb telescope, which have enabled us to look back into the past billions of years back. So, on the earth, we notice that knowledge is expanding very, very rapidly. At the same time, it has armed the young students with new capabilities to discover knowledge. Like, for example, in my college days or school days, we had to go to the library, give a token, take some books, read them, and return them. Because we could not, most of us could not afford books. Now, today, everybody can access on the smartphone Google, and they have Google Maushi or Google Kaka, whatever you call it, will give you all kinds of knowledge. Unfortunately, it is good knowledge as well as rubbish knowledge. But this Victoria School education system will help you to expand your mind, expand your capabilities, and find out what is the correct knowledge, what is the good knowledge. I have called dear fellow students because I believe that learning is a continuous process, and so does your director and all other staff. So, I would like to share some thoughts with you. And considering the Vedic background that the school has been set up, I will use some Sanskrit verses to highlight my points. Our school motto was, in my school days, was Vidya Dhyanena Vardhate. That means knowledge will grow only if you share. So as student, your teachers are already doing that job. They are sharing the knowledge with you. As a student, you can share the knowledge with your subordinates, with your colleagues, with your house help, domestic help, whatever way. Maybe you can teach your domestic help how to operate the mobile. Maybe you can teach them who are the neighboring countries of our nation. Maybe you can ask them, do you know how many states are there in this India? You can interact and bring up their knowledge, elevate their spirits, elevate their capabilities also. Because you are fortunate to be in this institution where you have wonderful facilities, you have the best of facilities to grow your personality. Second, Sanskrit Subhashi that I would like to talk about is Kshanashah Kanashaichaiva Vidya Martham cha Sadhayet Kshane Tattve Kuto Vidya Kane Tattve Kuto Dinam. Literally meaning is you earn your knowledge every moment, every second. So don't waste every second, earn earn knowledge every second. Kshanashah Kanashaichaiva Vidya Martham cha. Artha means money or knowledge, again richness. So you don't waste even a small article or a particle, talking in terms of physics. So what we can do is enrich our lives by reducing the consumption, reducing the wastage, and making sure that whatever we use is fully utilized. Also, you are taking care of every item. Means, for example, I eat a chocolate and I don't throw the wrapper, I take care of the wrapper also. You find this school campus is exemplary. It is eye-opener that how a school can be kept, because every particle has been taken care of. You know, there is no littering in the school. There are adequate facilities provided, and children are being taught. But as a child, as parents, it is probably in the interest of the nation that we build and pass on this knowledge to all of us, so that it is not only Victoria's school that is clean. The surrounding areas also get motivated, and they also start keeping the lanes, the by-lanes, their own outskirts of their houses as clean as this Victoria's school. Third, teamwork. You have just seen this performance, superlative performance that was put up, be it Bharatnatyam or be it modern yoga. It was a very entertaining, very educative, and very performing yoga. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get motivated and try this yoga at home. So one Sanskrit verse again is Alpa Nam Api Vastu Nam Sahati Karya Sadhika Tunai Gunatvam Apanne Baddante Matta Dantina. Alpa Nam Api Vastu Nam Sahati Karya Sadhika. Small things when they get together, small things, be it fibers, be it particles, when they get together, they achieve bigger objectives, they achieve bigger aims. For example, in earlier days, a rogue elephant was tied down by strands of grass. Just imagine grass getting together, forming a rope, and they could bring the rogue elephant under control. In today's day, same thing is true. Instead of grass, we have nylon fibers, and ships weighing millions of tons, when they enter the port, they are tied down, their speed is brought to zero by these nylon ropes. As pilots, we have witnessed small particles. As fighter pilots, we are taking off at 300 kilometers per hour from the runway. And should any emergency occur, we have to abandon takeoff. And that much of kinetic energy has to be dissipated. So we had two saviors at the end of the runway. One was something known as sand barrier. Sand is nothing else but small particles. And small particles, when they are kept together, they were helpful in arresting our speed. Followed by another nylon rope barrier, which we used to call arrestor barrier. So remember, alpa nam api vastu nam vadyanti, alpa nam api vastu nam sahati karya sadhika trunai gunatum apanne vadyante matta dantina. One more thing I would like to put across to all the students is do not get disheartened by the failures. It is your karma to try it. Remember, even in Olympics for individual events, they give you 3 chances. Neeraj Chopra did not throw the javelin to 88 meters. In first go, it was he got 3 chances, and the best reading is taken. Same thing applies for high jump. Same thing applies for pole vault. Same thing applies for weightlifting, and so many other events. Except for team games, there are no 3 chances. So when you're a team, everybody performs and to achieve only one goal. Finally, I would like to remember and remind you of the slogan that I had read in Ferguson College Library. Talk less, read more, and think most. As you grow, remember your school days, think about it and how it is helping you. It will help you. Whatever you have learned in the school will help you even today, or even in my lifetime. I have realized that what our teachers said, only thing the meaning was different. Like, for example, solving the mathematical problems, our teachers told us, take help of what is given. I mean, in Marathi it says, Gruhitat Bhaga. That means you're solving a theorem, what is given to you. So in day-to-day life, it happened, just so happened that at that time our pay was meager. We were posted out, and during the posting, my son had to undergo a major operation. And we had no time to generate money. My brand new scooter, that was at Assam, I finally decided, a friend of mine, okay, I remembered my teaching, look what are the assets that you have. So I informed my friend, sell the scooter. And that is how I could generate money to the operation of my son in a private hospital, because we had no time to go anywhere. So all these teachings will come helpful in your life. Absorb maximum that you can in the school. This is the best institution in Pune, it will be in India, and I'm sure that as students you will excel in whatever profession you choose. The professions are also expanding at a very rapid rate. When we were in college, or before I joined the Air Force, there was only one type of dentist. Today there are 7 different fields in dentistry. Same thing as radiology. There was only one thing, something called X-ray. Today there is CT scan. Today there is MRI. Today there is ultrasound. And this is all part of radiography. So be passionate about things. Enjoy the teamwork. Once again, I would like to thank Commander Robin Ghosh sir, Sharada madam, for giving me this platform. And I thank you all for attending to my speech. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. We would surely inculcate those encouraging words into reality in our lives. I would like to welcome Wing Commander Ranjan Nandi to come on stage and share a few words with us.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Robin Ghosh, Madam Sharada Ghosh, Wing Commander Avinash Oak, and Mrs. Gauri Oak. She's not present here. Wing Commander Patwardhan and Mrs. Madhuri Patwardhan, and my dear wife, Mrs. Krishna Nandi. Okay, now she is indicating with her clock that don't speak too much. Well, I don't have any structured or prepared speech. I was just told by Dr. Robin Ghosh, just please go because your colleagues have gone. Well, it's a pleasure and privilege to be here this morning in this August gathering. A lovely show put up by the students and the presence of the parents, the teachers, the staff who have gone to make this a lovely and beautiful, successful event. I will just talk to you just for exactly another 2 minutes that how am I here today? It is my association with Dr. Robin Ghosh. Wing Commander Robin Ghosh and me, we are associated exactly for last 50 years, 50 years. Okay. And you'll be amazed that we all 4 wing commanders here today, we are all fighter pilots of the Indian Air Force. We have been flying in our times, the best of the combat aircraft. We are all Indian Air Force combat pilots. And you will all be pleased to know that I have learned a lot of my fighter flying with Wing Commander Robin Ghosh as his wingman. Got it? And he is now in full academics, but he has excelled as one of the topmost fighter pilots in Indian Air Force. So that is our connection here. So it is because of this that our association that we have interacted, and today we are here in some form or other. Okay, just for my little bit of background, I'll tell you. Being a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force, thereafter I was with a commercial organization. I was flying a private jet in Calcutta. And thereafter, I was with Jet Airways as a senior commander for a long time. So that is my aviation background. I'll just tell you a little bit about my family. My wife, who has refused, she was not agreeing to come here on this stage because she has done this work for many, many years. She was the vice principal of one of the best leading schools and the topmost schools in Calcutta. And she had to, terminate her continuing with the job because we had a small baby in the house. So that's the background for the wife. I've got 2 children, daughter presently here in Pune, and my son is settled in USA. So my association with Dr. Ghosh, as I told you, is many, many years, and we are all thankful for this lovely gesture of his to call us here and be honored. Thank you very much. Jai Hind! Jai Hind! Jai Hind!
Thank you, sir. We have been blessed today by listening to all those inspirational words. Atri, don't you think many great leaders of the world are excellent orators?
That's so true, Arav. India is blessed to have the excellent speakers who have the ability to move the masses by their influential speeches.
We have one eminent and veracious speaker present amongst us. He is none other than our beloved President, Dr. Ghosh.
I request Dr. Ghosh sir to please come on stage and share a few words with us.
Morning, everyone. And my very special pranam to the mothers of this world and the great spiritual leader makers and the fathers who are the backbones. And culminating this father and the mother combination is through the teachers, you who have chosen this profession, and the little teacher in the mother and the father, the great masters, great giants. They are always, because there is a very special lady at the background, and that lady is our mother. And one is this biological mother. The other mother is the Matri Bhumishcha, our motherland. Come from any country. It is not located only in India or America or Japan or China. It's the mother is this universe, this earth. Our salutations to the mother. And the greatest of the mother is the mother of the universe. As each one of you are aware today, that Independence Day that we are celebrating of the 75th day is not just an independence from the oppressions of the foreign invasion, but the true independence is when you and I start to realize who we really are, what do we really have in our hand, and this thing called freedom. People have suffered for hundreds of years. And before I take you into this journey, I wish to give my beautiful congratulations to Atri and Arab, being guided by each one of you as the parent, and Pritisha and Ida along with your core team members, and most importantly, the mother of this school is Sharda ma'am. My congratulations to you all for a beautiful show. I wish to thank you, each one of you parent, for making your time out to be an example to your children that how important is this independence, how important is this little earth without which you and I can't sustain. And this India used to be, I remember Mrs. Sudha Murthy, Krishnamurthy, Infosys. Sudha Murthy was saying that when she used to visit America in the initial days, she used to say she used to be put into embarrassing harassment of search, and she used to go in saris. And today that same India, Bharat, Bha is Brahma Jyoti, and Rata is those who are immersed in this Brahma Jyoti. You and I are those Bharatiya, being born in Bharat, or Bharatiya by our choice, maybe born somewhere else, because you have loved this country and you're here. This Sudhamurti says, now, when I walk into the customs of the immigrations in the foreign lands, they always say, Indian, namaste. And this is what we are talking about, is the independence which has been given by our great martyrs. But listen, it is not just a little liberation from the oppression of the foreign land. The true independence is when you truly realize who you are, which is this thing which is locked up within us. I do not know if you all are aware that 15th of August is also birthday of many. Along with one is a Rishi Arvind Ghosh. He He took this country by a storm, and despite being born in a family where those days his father used to be a staunch follower of the British norms and methods. Many Indians were that at that time. They were in a little bit of illusion. But see, born in such a kind of a gathering, along with 4 other brothers and sister, he still maintained of holding on to the purity of India, purity of being who we are. It doesn't matter whether I'm a Chinese or Japanese or American or Mexican. What matters is the humanity, the human excellence. And the moment you and I can start expressing that human excellence, we are truly independent. That is that instead of dependency, independency. And this independency is what the education is what the schools are meant for. What does the education say? Words of Swami Vivekananda. Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in you. Dear children, dear students, dear parents, dear teachers. It's the manifestation of the perfection already. You and I, if you look at it, who's Robin Ghosh? Here is Robin Ghosh. And the moment you and I can ignite that fire in them, then truly we have done the role of what India is famous for. India was brought into the world, I do not know if you're aware, 1605, the first Columbus discovered. And just see, think, 326 BC, Alexander the Great came and attacked India. I don't know if you all know, Alexander the Great, I think you should be knowing it, but let me tell you. When he came to India to attack and win India, Alexander Great's wife was very scared that my husband will be killed in India. Did you all know that? You will be surprised. She wrote and sent a message to Porus, who was to fight him from India, and sent a Rakhi. Our Rakhi day is just gone. Sent a Rakhi for him. Protect my husband. You know from the history that Porus lost. Do you know why? Because when he was going to attack Alexander the Great, he suddenly remembered the Rakhi which he has got from Alexander the Great's wife. He said, I have to protect him. I cannot kill him. Porus lost. Do you know how great that India is? This is what is Sanatan Dharma. We accept everyone, every religion, every person, big or small, tiny, poor, or rich, with one thing called human excellence. This Porus, though he lost, Alexander the Great, I don't know, you must be remembering your story, history which you've read. He went away from India. He ran away despite winning. And you'll be amazed why. Besides winning, his soldiers were all naturally rejoicing. We have won. They didn't know the story of Porus and Alexander the Great's wife. You know what happened? These soldiers started going around. And they started to find Indian yogis, Indian rishis and sages were doing such penance. You cannot believe. This is India. My dear parents, teachers, children, students, that's who you are. You know what happened? They saw some rishi is right up to the neck on the sand of the river Ganges. He is like that. He is not eating, he is not sleeping, he is like that. And doing his tapasya to find that independence, that liberation. One yogi wrapped himself around a tree. Weird to hear? It was so. Please Google it. Why Alexander the Great ran away from India? You will find all these pictures. They went and found he doesn't get down from the tree, he doesn't eat anything. He is finding true independence. What is that? Discovering that you call nirvana, moksha. What is nirvana, moksha? It is not just suddenly go into meditation and go into samadhi. Why not? Patanjali Yoga Sutra says that if you do samadhi, you will attain. Why is that moksha through the Patanjali? Because the ancient India's Upanishad says, Krishna is telling Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, hey, Arjuna, this samsara, this world is only suffering. And do you know why? Krishna goes ahead and tells, it's because of your mind. Your mind is the one which always tells you, I'm not okay. Dear students, dear parents, you are victorious. You are the tigers and the lions. Swami Vivekananda goes ahead and says, if you do not allow one to become a lion, one will become jackals and foxes. Tell me, do you all want jackals and foxes in your home? No. All parents want tigers and lions. How? You have to allow them. What is it allow? Manifest that divinity from within. It's within. It's not out there. There is this washerman who used to collect clothes, a very famous Vedantic tale, and go down miles away and put the clothes, wash them, dry it up, and come back, iron it, and hand it over. He used to use one very nice looking stone for scrubbing. And he used to love that stone. But you know, ancient time, nobody would steal anybody's thing. So he used to leave it there only in the washing cart and used to come back. One day he thought, I like this stone a lot. Let me take it with me and show it to my vegetable vendor. I have to buy some vegetable and he's a smart guy. He's earning more money than me. Let me go and ask him. He goes to the vegetable vendor. Vegetable vendor said, wow, I like that stone. Will you give it to me? I'll give you 10 seers. Seers is about kgs. Today's kilogram, those days seers, of brinjal. And brinjal was a very costly vegetable. Washerman was tempted. But something happened and he said, no, I won't give it. And it just so happened, the story, he goes to his cloth merchant. He said, I'll give your whole family 1 year clothes. You give me that stone. Washerman somehow fought his temptation. He said, no. He went to the goldsmith. Goldsmith said, listen, I don't know much, but I know my friend will know. You go to the diamond jeweler. And he goes to the diamond jeweler, and diamond says, my God, you got the largest diamond I've ever seen. And he apparently those days got crores of rupees. So what happened? Washerman's all suffering, sickness, disease, suffering, finished. Why? Because the diamond was with him. It was within him. With him all the time. That diamond is with you, my dear students. Uncover, discover. That's your gift from your mom, dad, and from this powerful called Vedanta. This is what Swami Vivekananda, 1893, 11th of September, took it to the world. First time India came into the world map. India was not known. India was known, I remember when I first went to US, you'll be surprised, a very famous Indian, very famous engineer, working at that time in NASA. 32, 33 years he has been in India. He's been in the US. Not born in India. But he has forgotten what is India because he has not come back. And what does he know of India? What he used to see in the television. And you'd be surprised, in the television those days, I'm talking about long time ago, 1979, 1980. You know what? This Indian is telling me, I know. It's very scary walking around there. If you turn the corner on the road, there may be a tiger waiting for you. Looking at this tiger, I'm remembering that story. I know you all sleep. An Indian is telling me, you all sleep on the bed of nails. Isn't it? Why are you hiding it? He's telling me. He's telling me, I know there are scorpions and snakes around. This was India known as. And this India, 1893, 11th of September, Vivekananda went. Imagine 1893 is 54 years before this independence. 1945, 1947, and 1893. Think, that exactly 54 years from 47 to 1893. That time we were called Kalus, slaves. And the Britishers were called the Gora Sahab. But today notice, India has brought the whole world as one good humanity, human excellence. Vivekananda, when he went and gave a talk and talked about Vedanta, discovering the power from within, we say in this school, discovering the secret power from within the child is parenting, is schooling. Discover that power from within. Your homeroom teachers, your coordinators, your head of the program, your principal ma'am, they're all waiting for you to come down and get some more tips. You are here because you are specially chosen. Not by us, not by you. It's a divine grace that we all have got this opportunity. In very short form, Veda is knowledge. Anta is not end of knowledge. Generally people think Vedanta meaning end of all knowledge. Now, it means the cutting edge of a knife, sharpened knife, cutting edge of the knowledge is Anta, Vedanta. That knowledge is generated from today. Do you know HDS, Harvard Divinity School, is studying Vedanta today. It's called Only Vedanta School, HDS. Google it, please. NYU, New York University, David Chalmers, an Australian, studying Vedanta and writing a book called Hard Facts of Consciousness. Please Google it. British Columbia University, Evan Thompson is writing Waking, Dreaming, Being. What does that mean? Waking, dreaming, being. You know what is it? It's nothing else but Mandakya Upanishad. You know, this Upanishad, this Vedanta, Schopenhauer, he got a dry translation in Latin from Persian. Persians, Darashiko, you must have heard the name. Darashiko was one of the emperor. He was very fond of Indian Upanishads. So he got one translated into Persian and he called it Upanikhat. Why am I talking about the Independence Day on the Upanishad? Because that's what gives you the true liberation, the independent. And notice, it went on from Darashiko, went on to reach Schopenhauer. And Schopenhauer, Max Muller, they all said, this Upanishad, this Vedanta, is solace of my every night before I go to sleep because I read a few lines. And it will be solace of my death before I die. And you and I as Indian, we know so little. Our children and you as parent and the teachers, we are divinely blessed to know something about this Vedanta. That diamond is within all of us. All we need to do is learn to uncover, discover. What does that mean? You know, you got a beautiful gift, a birthday gift, anniversary gift, nicely wrapped. You love that gift so much, you don't want to open it. And your husband, wife, your parent is saying, hey, come on, open the gift. You say, no, I love this gift. You don't want to open it. Wouldn't you like to open it to see what's inside? That's what you and I are. We are not just a mind, body, and a name and a form. There's something very special within us, which you are using every moment of it, but you don't know about it. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Or if I may ask you, how do you see me and hear me? If you say with my eyes and ears, Vedanta saying not true. Then, how do I see you, hear you? Vedanta says, your eyes are working, ears are working, all senses are working, but tell me, can you see me and hear me if you're unconscious? No. If you're in coma? No. And if I'm dead, zero something. If I've been injected for operation, I'm lying in OT, the world has vanished. So please, my dear students, my dear parents, take on this little bit of journey. Use the help. Discover, uncover that power from within is the true independence. And that independence, once you touch that, it's called the consciousness, Chaitana. You know, if anybody went and took the blessing of Swami Vivekananda's Guru, Paramahansa Ramakrishna, or the great Shankaracharya, who brought Upanishad out of 108 Upanishads, he isolated 10 of them. And he wrote extensively on them. There is, out of 108 Upanishads, there is one Upanishad called Muktika Upanishad. You know, that Upanishad is talking about Ramachandra was asked by Hanumanji, my Lord, tell me, how can I understand this? How can I get independence from this body, from this mind? Krishna is telling, this mind is what is samsara, which makes you, your mind tells you what? This is Robin Ghosh and you are you. You are you. You are different. I'm different. And this mind is what you need to win over this body. And be what? I'm very glad that Wing Commander Uka came out with Asato ma satkamaya, tavaso ba jyoti gamaya, mrityur ba amritam gamaya. That's the time you attain that amritam. You become that independent, that true independence. It is not some boring sitting down and meditation. No. It's just learning to be, you know what? Human being. Loving, caring, kindness. Have you noticed how Indians take care of the guest? Atithi Devu Bhavo. Acharya Devu Bhavo. Your teachers are your gods and goddesses. Matri Pitri Devu Bhavo. Your parents. Take them like that. And once you evolve those things from within, then you will suddenly find the world around you changes. So, take on in this independence. Everybody would like to take away the suffering and sickness and disease and bad relationship and quarrels and fights with the neighbors and the partners, isn't it? Nobody wants it. How do you take it out? Very simple, 3 rules. Number 1, hold on to truth, purity. Remember Ashok Stambha? Satyameva Jayate. Truth shall always win. It's very easy to tell. Look at this. Satyameva Jayate is there. How many people do you know around you who don't tell lies? Not Indian. I'm talking about anywhere in the world. You know what? Our children who are world toppers today, when Times of India comes and asks them, hey, I have never met a world topper. 16 years I have been Times of India senior education journalist. What's your secret? How did you do it? 5,400 IB World School. Each school will have 75 to 100, 150 children appearing at one time 10th standard and at one time 12th standard. So 5 to 6 lakh students. Where is Switzerland? Where is Paris? Where is London? Where is, Germany and France and America, South, North, South Africa, Canada, and in the eastern side, Australia, New Zealand, China, Japan, Korea, and Singapore. India itself, 204 schools. How come you are producing as parent and the teacher the world toppers? You know what's the secret? Vedanta with IB. It is not our discovery. It's Swami Vivekananda has said. That education is to develop that secret from within. Education is for character building. You and I were told what? Study, study, study so that you can get a good job, you can earn a lot of money. No, the learning was for earning money. Vivekananda said learning is not for earning money. Learning is to become a good human being. That is true independence. And that is what makes you lions and tigers. Notice, lions and tigers don't think they're going to just eat up and do like that. Lions and tigers are majestic animals with great courage. They kill, they eat little bit. Have you ever thought of it? They leave that dead animal. They don't carry it with them to put it into the deep freezer or into their cave for my night dinner. They know when they want it, they will get it. That's the faith and the courage they have on their oath. So first is truth and purity. Be yourself. The second, don't find fault with anyone. Anyone. Including your partners, your friend, your neighbors. Hold on to that purity from within and see the beauty in everyone. How, what, some other time we will talk about it. How do you see it? How do you see it, that guy who just slapped me? But notice, Netaji Subhash Chandra said for independence, give me your blood, I'll give you independence. What did Mahatma Gandhi said? Satyagraha. Peace march. And you know what? There was a great philosopher giving a talk very recently in Manhattan, US. And he's a great philosopher, but very humorist. He is saying, you know, the most hostile person I have ever met and read about in my life is who? And everybody's saying, who? He said, Mahatma Gandhi. There were quite a few people there. They jumped up. They said, what are you saying? He said, what else? Without firing a bullet, he made those Britishers run away from India. Just imagine. Isn't that hostility? It's like you're wearing a nice dress, looking very handsome, pretty, and your friend who's jealous and who comes and says, only that much. And the moment you hear it, you don't feel like looking at that person again. This is what happened. This is what the power of India in this motherland. So hold on to that truth. Hold on to the purity. Teach the children with the 3F, which is the basic of our school. First is freedom, this freedom. They must have freedom. Don't keep telling them what to do. Or tell yourself. Second is have fun. You must have fun. Otherwise, how will your mind expand? How will you do inquiry? You and I did what? Mugged up. Charles' law, Boyle's law, Faraday's law, Ohm's law. Do you remember them? Why did you study? Not only that, we learn how to write. Tell me one amongst you who you know very good writer. We've forgotten. We learn how to read. How many people do you know can't sleep without reading? Develop these through freedom and fun. And the third one, be a fighter. Learn to be a fighter. Don't put them down. Don't find fault with them. Find the strength in them and show them how to deal with those mistakes. Remember River Ganga, the holiest river of the country as it is known by most. Coming down from the mountain Himalaya to the ocean. How many boulders, how many stones, how many mountains did it face? Did it give up? Mother never gave up. So my salutation to you mothers, to you teachers, to every one of the performers. My very special thanks to Wing Commander Oka for accepting to be the chief of the guests. And we are missing dear ma'am. Thank you, Ranjan sir, for being here. And Krishna, I wish we could hear from you, the vice principal ma'am. And Madhuri, thank you for escorting Rajan Patpadan. Thank you all. Hey, it's not easy to be a fighter pilot. And they have chosen to come and give us their time. May you have, every one of your parents and the teachers, dear students, blessings to create a future. This school will continue to create world toppers year after year. This is the 5th year now. The latest 10th standard result and the 12th standard result, everybody first division. And the last 5 years continuously, 100% first division. Have you ever heard it? I never heard it. And I remember you and I had to work how much to score a little bit of and get a first grade. This is why power of Vedanta with international baccalaureate, inquiry-based education, not mugging up, finding the truth from within. I wish you good luck with your journey. Jai Guru.